Hi everyone, this is Derek with Studio MMA and MMA Nut, and I have the pleasure of being with Chael Sonnen right now. And the first question I have to say is, I've followed your career for a long time. Trevor Pregley, Paulo Filho, the losses that you've avenged. Now, I don't know how to say this, do you regret becoming Chael Sonnen? The fact that you're so quick with your tongue and the fact that you're more than just a fighter, you're a great personality and a great fighter. And you see people in line that will try to goad you into, I'm gonna push his buttons. Does that bother you that you know that's coming?
Well, first off, thank you. That was nice of you to say. And second, yeah, it's a big nuisance. You know, when guys try to do that, it's a big nuisance. You know, if you invite me on your show and I'm your guest, I expect to be treated like a guest in your house. You don't invite me over and then hit me over the head with a frying pan. If you want me to be a guest, I'll come on your show. I'll be your guest. But I fight for a living. I don't want to go out and be confrontational in my daily life. I don't want to go out and be confrontational in the media or anywhere else. You know, I go to practice a couple times a day. I got to get in the ring a few times a year. That's enough for me. I don't need to fight on a camera.
Now, you were part of the original Team Quest, correct?
Yeah.
The Randy Couture, the Dan Henderson, and everyone kind of developed this hyper-aggressive wrestling. And then Randy Couture went to develop dirty boxing. Dan Henderson went and punched people in the face with his right hand. Your pressure is what seems to have developed the most. Your fight against Brian Stann was ridiculous. You set a ridiculous pace, and people can't keep it. Is that, they have the right hand, you have a pressure. Is it your intention to constantly, I will break your will and eat your soul and win this fight?
Well, I need to stay active when I'm out there. It's important to control positions. It's important to not look at a fight as a whole, but just second by second. I need to win this moment, this position. And before you know it, a round's gone, 2 rounds gone, the fight's over. So, working hard is part of it. Again, my dad got up and worked hard every day. He was a plumber. He was a blue-collar guy. And he never once complained. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to disrespect him or any other hard-working man and woman in America because I got to work hard for 15 minutes.
Now, I know I said it wouldn't goad you, but going into that, you often hear actors and or fighters who make a good living and, well, I'm not going to fight because they're not paying me enough. They're not paying me. How does that make you as a fighter who makes a living as a fighter and you also have a job? How does that make you look when, my dad was a plumber and you're telling me that you're not going to scratch a lottery ticket and make $1 million and you don't want to fight?
Yeah. Well, if a guy doesn't want to fight, he doesn't have to. There's not a draft here. It's a volunteer army. I am part of that army. I'm here because I volunteer to be here. That's the bottom line. Guys got to make their own choices. Your life goes by fast, and I've seen a lot of guys sit and wait it out, and it seldomly works. If you think you can do a better job than the UFC, then go start up a company. If you think you can get a viable business by paying fighters a ridiculous amount, then go start a company and do it.
Last question. I know I got to hurry. So, your opponent, the current one that got changed up, I was excited about the Munoz fight because it would have been a positional battle. Now, I personally don't feel that you will have that much difficulty getting a good position, but he is just like you in terms of I'm going to keep fighting. How does that go into it? Do you just know this is going to be a war, this is going to suck, and I'm going to find a way?
Yeah, well, I think you said it pretty well. I do recognize that in him. I recognize that he works hard when he's out there. I recognize that he pushes the pace, and isn't afraid to mix it up. So, I think you hit it on the head. We're going to go out and fight, but look, I'm not going to back down at any point in that fight. I can't speak for him. I will do my part. I will do everything I can do to win, and if he's got an answer for it, then good for him.
Well, thank you so much, Chael. Good luck.